Hello, Internet. How the hell are you doing? Hello, live audience. How the hell are you doing? They're comics. Don't worry, people. It's just comics, all right? Are you guys ready for the Meltdown? It's Sunday. You got fuck all else to do. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your host of mine, Mr. Morris Bartlett.
Hi, Internet. How are you? Okay. Hi. This is your weekly Meltdown. In case you needed to schedule your mental health crises, now is the time. It's in your agenda. Do it now. Okay. Hi. I'm Morris Bartlett. I am the king of this tiny little square. I'm your virtual friend. I will be your host for the evening. For those of you who never joined us before, why not? Listen, this is a revolution in progress. You want to be in on the ground floor of this. It's fine. The second best time to join is now. I'll let you know who everybody is. I'm the best, and also I am joined by my only friend with actual talent, the leader of the Meltdown band, the one and only Ty Bizanault. Right? We, of course, have a lineup of delightful comics. What we're doing here is I take stand-up comedians and then I trick them into a show. And I convince them to do their like secret pet projects, like their shit that's close to their heart. And sometimes they just show up and do regular jokes, and that's fine. But sometimes they dress like a 17th century clown and sing opera and paint with their feet, and that is also incredible.
We still haven't got that painting.
Yeah, it is summer. It's officially summer. Is it just me, or have I spent the entire fucking year in the middle of, like, worldwide crises?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, right? I got a hold of this. I tried to book somebody for the show, and they were like, oh, I don't know about coming outside yet. They're, like, still quarantined.
What was the year that, like, everyone was like, fuck you, 2000, whatever, like, when everyone, like, a lot of celebrities died that year?
I think it was 2016.
Yeah, it was like, fuck you, 2016.
And then 2017.
And then 2020 is like, oh, really, bitches?
Yeah,
check this out.
2020 is
cool
some
story.
professional level disaster shit. I gotta tell you, though, if you're still quarantined, grow the fuck up, okay? Coronavirus is over. Yes, it's going to come back again later, but that's later's problem, all right? If you're still in... I don't know how you could even be still inside. Like, what? Like, it was Adam Jacobson, of course. I'm going to out him because, you know, he's a delightful little weirdo. But I can't imagine what he looks like now. He won't get on video. I'm pretty sure he's like... He told me he misses the sun. I think he's like a vampire now. He's like, don't look at what I've become. Right? I don't know, dude. Like, just, I don't know, grow up. Get over it. Maybe you'll get a disease. You know, just get out there and enjoy the race riots, all right? There's only so much time left before the aliens invade, and you want to get some fucking looting in, all right? God forbid you should die without unfettered access to a Best Buy. Okay.
You okay, man?
I'm a little high energy.
I like it.
There's been some writing going on, and so I put away my Mad Max shit, but now I'm getting ready to get back into it, right? So I gotta amp back up to like murder level or whatever, right? I don't know. That's been fucking wild, hey? You know what I just read, like literally just now? Apparently Predator drones have been flying over the protests. Yeah. So if anybody wants to get Hellfired missiles, I guess fuck around and find out. Jesus Christ, that's grim though, hey?
A little grim.
I don't know.
I immediately thought of the movie Predator when you said it, though. I was like, what would that look like?
With the vagina mouth, yeah. Oh, hey, speaking of vagina mouths. Did you see that on the way in?
It was kind of, I mean, no, what happened? There was
okay, so there was a show directly before this.
Right.
They used this same space and was produced by our king and super producer Tanner McCoolman. Right,
yeah,
yes.
Give it up.
And there he is. Hello, Tanner. And it was, I guess, a still life drawing class. And she was dressed up.
I didn't get that
including an animatronic toothed vagina.
Oh.
And there was music playing, and she would make it open and close to the song. She was making her toothed vagina sing. And I got to tell you, I am pretty sure I had that dream last night. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Yes, I've been walking around with a scared but erect penis all day. Okay. This is going to be a fucking weird one. I can tell already, hey?
Yeah.
All right. You know what? I feel like we've done. No, hold on. There's a little bit more housekeeping. Listen, if you're watching this on a square at home, if you're watching this on whatever Nightmare Square gives you your news and lets you know about the ongoing collapse of society, then subscribe to us or give us a like or whatever the fuck stands in place of money on the internet these days. Honestly, I don't fucking care. But you know, like we're trying to pay our bills on this because jobs don't exist anymore. So we're trying to jive and dance and okay. You know what? Let's just have a fucking show. I have some very decent comedians tonight. I think you're gonna enjoy them. There are a couple familiar faces. There are a couple new faces. This first act, if you're a longtime fan of the show, you'll know this from our house party days. He is the type to tell you long, wandering stories about space that you end up mad at yourself for laughing at. He's also a wonderful, kind, delightful, generous human being that probably should have been an extra in the Trailer Park Boys. He is, of course, Nova Scotia's favorite son. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a little love to the one and only Richie Bell.
Okay. Well, I thought it was the glasses.
No, it's not the glasses. Yeah, it's just my size. No, I've been dealing with like when you're just like sitting around at home and you're eating bad and you're not really exercising.
Mm-hmm.
And you just have like one of them poops that you know is gonna lead to a bigger one. It's just a matter of when.
Yeah.
It's just like you get them little
I hate
confusing, the ones that are just more fart and frustration.
Mm-hmm. But you
So
know,
I'm
as soon as you get up.
I think I'm getting close. So like you have them ones that are just like it just explodes, and you're just like it's effortless. So you feel you've lost weight.
Yeah.
You know them ones.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm about a day and a half away. So I don't like I'm not going to take too much time because bathroom time is pretty pressing at this point. Anyways, that's how I'm. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm on the
We're
radio.
gonna do comedy now. Hey, Morris, how are you? Man, okay, it's weird. Oh, you guys heard the poop thing. The world is pretty weird. I agree. Thank God I didn't hear the poop thing. That would have been much worse. You want to play a little music?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. Let's jam it out. All right, so let's get some rainforest in November vibes going. So I need to get solemn. Came to realization today. My girlfriend's never gonna love me as much as I love Jessica Bichette. She's not here tonight. I'm heartbroken. My girlfriend's not here tonight. Never seen anything like Jessica Bichette. Have you met Jessica Bichette? She's the best. Fucking Christ, that woman. With all of her jokes and stuff, she's good. She does it. Comedy's good for her. She's good at it. I get mad. Remember the first time you ever saw Jessica Bichette kill and you thought you were just a fuck?
Yep.
Yeah, that's every time she performs for me. And I actively get mad at her, but her autism doesn't clue in that I'm actually mad. So she just keeps getting better and better. The fuck am I supposed to do? I'm 29 years old and I'm way more sore every day than comedians of my childhood warned me about. Remember watching Just for Laughs? And you had all these 40-year-old comedians talking about their 30s like it was great. And now they're all 40 and sore. I'm 29 and sore. I had no warning. Does that mean it gets worse? So it gets worse, so it's not just me. It gets worse? Yeah, right? You weren't warned about that. We all knew that as like a 40-year-old problem. We thought we had our 30s, fucking raise a family and shit, run after kids. My kids, fuck them. They might as well be orphans. Dad's on the couch, watching Shark Tank again. I like watching Shark Tank. guys watch Shark Tank? That's the person I've become in quarantine. Watching fucking Shark Tank marathons by myself. Waking up my roommates yelling about equity. But I love the show. Love it. All my ads are based off of Shark Tank products because I have to Google the company because I'm too anxious to see if they got a deal or not. But I love the show because for me in these times of fire and brimstone and coughing, it's nice to just like holistically just want good for somebody. Thought I'd start off with just kindness. Thought I would just do kindness. That one didn't work. Go on. No. He's talking good things about the show. You guys watch? I don't know, that happened. Didn't think you'd see that today. You guys ever... watching a lot of TikToks lately. You guys get stuck in that? Okay. You've been yelled at by more customers than you'll ever know. That's what I said to somebody. A woman who claimed to be the voice of customer service for Bella Lions. And I thought it got her. I thought, ooh, what a biting comment. But then I realized that's just a shit thing to say to anybody. Let alone my future children while I'm 40 years old watching Shark Tank. And they're coming in wondering where I was their whole life. I got so high, I thought it was Marty McFly from Back to the Future, right? Alright. That's a funny joke I thought of. Okay, here's a quick pun. Morris asked me why I have crackers in my car. He asked me why I have fucking crackers in my car. Can you believe that? In case I ever decide to soup it up. Life's hard sometimes. It's just like a penis. Oh. That's it.
Ladies and gentlemen, The Strange Life of Richie Bell. Okay, has he been eating well during the quarantine, do you think?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, cool. Not just me. We love you. I have been starving to death. Pay me money. Who do we have? Oh, okay. You're going to love this. Meltdown, you are going to fucking love this. If you have been to the live show, you have seen her maybe once or twice. If you have only been tuning in for the internet, then you're in for a fucking treat. This is delightful. This next act, she got a hold of me worryingly when Antifa got declared a terrorist organization, and that says a lot about her. She's a wonderful human being. She's a strange duck. She's an indoor cat. In another life, she probably would have done the accounting that decided whether or not you go to heaven or hell. She's a weird one. I'm looking forward to this. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a little love to Miss Megan Milton. Megan needs a little bit of setup. We're just gonna stand here and say things until she's ready to come over here and tell us comedy jokes. I know it's weird. Hey guys, how are you? All right. We're having technical difficulties. Do we have mic covers?
Mic covers.
Fair enough. Okay. Is it ready? Is it time? Are we... Okay. Perfect. Let's do this. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to give you the one and only Megan Milton.
Hello. Again, my name is Megan Milton. My presentation today is called Depressionomics. Now, it's normally for women in business, but I am unemployed. But what I will say is right now we're living in the end times. We are on a dying planet living next to an authoritarian police state holding a race war against its own citizens. So it's normal to be a little bit sad right now. And this is a presentation that will kind of give you the tools that you need. And this is Depressionomics for her. So the first most important part of Depressionomics is to identify your vices and plan for your future. So myself, I'm an emotional eater. So depression is a void that I like to fill with food. Now, so for me, what that means is when normally I would do comedy about 3 days a week. Right now I watch police brutality videos about 3 times a week, which means about 3 times a week I go to my local gas station and I buy a bucket of Haagen-Dazs ice cream. Now, if you look at that on a weekly basis, that's around $30. On a monthly basis, that's about $100, and I'm collecting CERB right now, and we don't have that kind of money. So what I did was I went out there in the world and there's a couple ways that we could deal with this. So to kind of solve the problems and help me process things better, I could go to counseling, or I could buy an ice cream machine. So if you just look at the really quick numbers on that, over the lifetime spending here, it's just under $100 for the first month with ingredients, and then we get to the second month and it's only $10. So that's quite a bit of a saving. That's a $360 savings. And the kind of nice thing about that is you do have that ice cream, but you have a lot of extra ice cream, so you can go outside into your backyard and you can invite friends over, but it's quarantine and you don't have a backyard, and you also don't have any friends, so I guess enjoy it alone, all by yourself. Okay, so the next part of Depressionomics, I like to call this investing in a partner. So you may be like me, and maybe one time you had a thought, and you thought maybe, what if my crying pillow was sentient? So let's talk a little bit about what kind of new cry pillow you can invite into your life. So let's talk about a couple different classic sad girl pets that you can have. So there's the original one, the ultimate sad girl pet, the cat. Then we have a dog, very popular these days, and just the very, very classic wild card, the horse is also a sad girl. So let's look at cats. Cats are a little bit up in the air. So with a cat, the initial purchase price, you could spend $20 on a cat, a free kitten, or what you can do is you can actually just buy better food than the owner, and slowly steal a cat. End of life care, we're going to talk about this a little bit later in the presentation, but with an end of life care for a cat, now cats, what they typically do when they are dying or getting old or have been injured is they'll go hide in a hole and die. So the true end of life care price with a cat is really just the cost of never truly knowing. And I'm going to look at all of these based on a 30-year period. With a cat, you're going to go through about a cat and a half in 30 years. So that's cats. We covered that. So with a dog's the next one. Dogs, a designer dog, that can set you back around $1,200, right? End of life care, dogs are pussies, ironically enough. They do not like to die alone, and they're very expensive. So looking at minimum bottom basement, just getting that fucker cremated, it's going to cost you about $200 to kill your dog. So now, oh wait, I'm not even holding the right deck. So with cats, the real cost is really just the 3 S's. So scratching, spraying, and shedding. So that can be very expensive. I'm sorry, that was a fuck up on the thing. But dogs, we're looking at 3 dogs in 30 years. Horses are great because you can go to an auction and you can get a real cheap horse for about $1,000. So that's really cool. And the other kind of nice perk with a horse is that a lot like a wine bottle, once you're done with your horse gets old, you can take it back to that auction and get $50 back at the glue yard. And you're going to go through about 1 horse every 30 years. So but I want to give you guys an alternative that maybe you hadn't really thought about. May I present the humble hamster? Initial purchase price on a hamster, about 15 bucks. End of life care. Now that's actually very interesting because if you have a local chain restaurant with a tasteful boulevard area, you have a end of life place for your darling hamster. Now you're gonna go through about 15 hamsters in about a 30-year period, and I would say that if we look at the numbers, that's gonna be your best bet for a pet. Anyway. The next part of depressionomics, I like to call it isolationist investing. So myself, I haven't had sex since mid 2018. It's been a while. So I'm really ready to lean into my dry spell here. So I started looking at investing in a reason to smile. So now, right now, dating's not going very well. My standards are downward trending. Now, why do you need a vibrator? You might be asking the 3 women who are watching this show. Let me tell you all about it. Is it? Oh. Oh, wow. Okay, so they know what's going on. Only about 65% of women enjoy sex, and that's not even covering who's coming, because none of us are coming. There's maybe 3 of us in the whole world who are actually not faking it. So that's why I think that we should all buy a vibrator. Cost of dating. And the reason for that is, we look at the financial breakdown. So what you're spending on, waxing, walks of shame, condoms, plan mistakes. It really is better to just buy a reason to smile. So let's look at 2 different models here. This is in the mid-range. So we've got 2 different candidates here. The main difference between the cheaper one and the more expensive one is that one is rechargeable. Why is that important? Well, let's look at the information here. So if you factor batteries into the equation, after about a year, that's when you break even on the more expensive model. That's at normal masturbation level. When you're depressed, it's a very different chart. So now, as much as you are sad and you might, welcome the climate apocalypse and our untimely deaths, the whales didn't ask for that. So I think the key here is to fuck yourself and not the planet. But let's talk about some real world encounters that might happen. Let's just go through a really basic situation. Maybe you're on a bus. You're on a bus, you're riding the bus, and you get a very specific compliment from an old man. Maybe he says something like, "You've got the kind of legs I'd like to wrap around your face," just spitballing here. Now, that's going to make you think, there were other women on that bus, and I'm the one he chose to say that to. So maybe I am still fuckable. And that's going to make you think, should I reopen Bumble? And you're going to start looking, and these are the guys that are going to be showing up, but these are going to be the men you match with. It works in payday loans from Surrey. This man is not 27. But you might find one. You might find one and think, he'll do. The only thing is he's wearing a hat in all of his photos, which leads to some questions. What's going on under there, fucker? I'm gonna bet on a bald spot myself, but sometimes, what you find underneath that hat is a mullet. This doesn't happen until you're at dinner. And the thing with a mullet is, this was your dad's haircut when you were a baby. So you're gonna forever associate that haircut with abandonment. So if you're sitting in a restaurant, maybe the Havana here, and you're going through a lot of emotional trauma, maybe you're thinking, oh my God, is this why I'm like this? That's going to result in a lot of, sorry, I can barely read this. I want to talk about another tenet of depressionomics. I like to call this the pre-fuck preamble. So this is the amount of beer that you're going to need to be able to sleep with a man who has a mullet, maybe a man. What are you going to need to pretend to be interested in Joe Rogan for a 2-hour long period? So This is usually bigger. I'm sorry, my glasses are so bad. So we're looking at 2 beers per hour. As we stated earlier, he's not Australian, so it's going to take a little bit more for this to happen. We're looking at about $7 per tax per beer, or doing this sober and having a lifetime of therapy because you fucked a man with the same haircut as your dad. So 3.5 hours of pre-fuck preamble. That is going to be a lot of beers. So my advice to you would be to not pay $49 plus tax and the $1 million of therapy that you're going to need. I would suggest that you go home, you pet your hamster, you masturbate, and you eat ice cream because you have invested wisely. Thank you so much for coming to my presentation.
That was Megan Milton telling us how to survive the apocalypse. Give her a little love. If you end up on a date with her, eat her pussy. She needs it. She does. Also, yeah, we've looked into it, and surprisingly enough, most of our audience, about 65% of them are women older than me, and the rest is dudes younger than me. So I'm just saying, I know why I'm here, okay? It's just because I'm a hunk of meat. It's fine. All right, I think we have 2 more comics, maybe 3 if one of them appears suddenly at the last second. Let's do this. Your next act, he is a wonderful, lovable ogre. If he weren't living this life, he would probably be breaking your kneecaps and not asking a lot of questions about it. I am pretty sure that if this quarantine goes on much longer, he will go back to selling drugs. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to bring on the show the one and only Justin Nickel.
All right, yeah, thank you, Morris. Just gonna put this mic condom on here. Sorry, now I've just saved us all from COVID. Phew. Yeah, Morris saying that I deal drugs, and that's 100% just because he knows that I live in New Westminster. So, fuck you, Morris. I'm not saying it's not true. I'm just saying that's the only reason why you think it. All right. I'm super happy to be here. It's nice to get to sling jokes once again. I've been, not doing comedy for, 3.5 months now? It's been 3.5 months? Yeah, pretty much. Fuck, man. All right, so this is going to suck, I guess. Right? That's fine. It's been weird, man. I miss the way it used to be in public. Like, you go to the grocery store, everyone's really, really weird about the 6 feet now, and some people aren't, but some people are really bad. Like, I don't know what side of the coin you're on. I wish I could cough in public without everyone acting like I just killed their fucking grandmother. Do you know what I mean? I wish I could, just relax, Judy, okay? Like, you're fine, okay? You're gonna be fine. But then I also get kind of pissed off when people are too close to me. I hate that. So then I start coughing like I'm gonna kill your fucking grandmother. You know what I mean? It's like, fuck you. I'm really bipolar like that. But one thing that's really been weird, everything's weird on social media now. I don't even know where to start, but one thing that I found really interesting was COVID social distance warriors. I think you guys are doing a great job. All of you just like worried about what everyone else is doing and just fucking crying about it, like going to the beach just to take pictures of other people at the beach. You're at the fucking beach, okay? You are part of the problem. You're like, look at them, just hanging out all together, just all on the same blanket. It's like you're just jealous you have no friends to sit on a blanket with, okay? Just relax. It's just, but I like it. I like seeing when people do it because I like to know which of my Facebook friends would have been that Jewish person who ratted out all the other Jewish people in World War II. I think that would be hilarious. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, you're that dude hiding in the closet with Anne just eating potato chips, you know what I mean? Just like, I was in the closet! All right, I'll work on that. I don't even know if they had potato chips back then. All right, what else? Oh, yeah, because there's been no shows, I've been super bored. I was off work for a while, and, you start sitting around the house looking for shit to do. I was so bored that I gave R-rated backstories to all of my daughter's stuffed animals. I don't know if you've ever done it. Like, Peppa Pig has been in and out of foster care since she was 4 years old because her parents abandoned her, where she quickly developed a coke habit and turned to stripping and prostitution, where she eventually met G.I. Joe, who beats his dog because he suffers from PTSD because, freedom. And don't get me started on the other ones. What else did I want to talk to you about? Oh, yeah, great news. Great news in these trying times. I am having a baby boy. I'm having a baby boy in October. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And this one was a wild ride when we found out because, I thought I didn't care if I had a boy or a girl. Do you know what I mean? I thought I didn't care at all. But then as soon as they told me I was having a boy, I was like, yeah! Like I even almost fucking fainted because I screamed so loud, right? And I felt kind of bad. It's like, it's not that I didn't want a girl. It would have been a huge blessing, but I already have a baby girl, so I wanted one of each. You know what I mean? Like the thing is, life's kind of lottery to have. Exactly. You know what I mean? And I thought that would be, but like, I think deep down, I just didn't want to have to deal with two fucking teenage girls who are like contemplating being Instagram butt models at the exact same time. You know what I mean? Then you gotta fucking block them. But then you gotta check in, right? So that'd be a little weird. Fuck, I couldn't handle that shit. Too much fucking estrogen. What else did I want to talk to you guys about? Oh yeah, now that I'm the parent, the tables have turned, and my parents like to tell embarrassing stories about me now to anyone who will fucking listen. It's really awesome. Like they love to tell that story about me riding the tricycle naked when I was 2 years old and I was just sitting on my penis, so I looked like a 2-year-old little girl. They even got pictures of that story, so that's fucking awesome when they pull that out. And the other one they like to tell is when my mom came to pick me up in the morning out of my crib, and I, shit my diaper, and then I just finger painted with the shit all over my crib, all over the wall, all over my face. Do you know what I mean? In my hair, like even like in the hinges of the crib. They had to take the whole crib apart. And she laughs and she laughs and she acts like I'm a weirdo kid. And then I just turned to her and I'm like, wait a minute, how fucking long did you leave me in there? What the fuck? Were you having a heroin nap or something? What the? Did you not hear me cry? I must have cried. Like, do you know what I mean? This sounds like an episode of CSI Neglect, Mom. What the fuck is going on? Do your fucking ding. That's a good fucking joke. All right, that's fine. Thanks, Ty. That is awesome. I always wondered what it'd be like if a French guy did meth.
Yeah.
Just kidding, he doesn't do meth. And you are French, right?
Yes.
All right, cool. That went nowhere. What's the last thing I want to talk about? Oh, yeah. I love my baby girl, man. She is amazing. She's the cutest thing. Love of my life. And I like to think maybe in little tiny ways she's turning me into the brute fucking meathead that I used to be, into kind of a loving, soft-hearted father. You know what I mean? And she gets me to do stuff that I never thought I'd do. Like, she's already pooped in my face. She already did that. I pick her nose. Now when she has a booger, she just points it and I have to pick her nose. And so shit gets gross when you're a dad. If you don't want to be around gross shit, don't have a kid, okay? The latest thing, like the one thing that she gets me to do, though, that I love is she wants me to always come into the bath with her and have a bath and splash around and everything. And it's a ton of fun. She laughs hysterically, and I have so much fun. Right up until I realize I'm just bathing in toddler piss. Then it starts to get a little bit weird, right? It's not a normal thing for me. All right, that's it for my new stuff. So thank you very much, you guys. I know it was a little short, but thank you very much.
That was Justin Nickel, and his. By the way, congratulations! You're gonna have a son.
Yeah.
That's amazing. You're definitely gonna instill him universal soldier. Yes. Yeah, I thought so. You're gonna make a murderer for sure. Yeah. What are you gonna be more disappointed by if your kid turns into a murderer or if your kid goes to art school? Right. Okay. So I knew.
I feel
right?
so bad
He's
for
an
my
old
parents
school,
right now.
Such an old school guy. Justin Nickel is definitely one of the old school ones for
My
sure.
favorite part about that set was how you Buffalo Billed it on a fucking tricycle as like a 4-year-old kid.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
If we check your basement now, are you going to jail?
That was not convincing. What?
Right.
All.
It's not that he's going to jail. It's that there are going to be some cops that live in his basement. Okay. We have one or two, maybe one. We have another act. Just him? Oh, did we lose? Well, we had a secret guest, and I didn't tell you about it because I thought he wouldn't show up, and he didn't show up. That's fine. No, No, not at the moment. I've talked to him, and I definitely want him back on the show, but I don't want to spring that on him unannounced, especially when he's running the booth. Right? Okay. Your next act. He's one of those outsider weirdos. He's a lonesome wanderer on a dusty plain. When he rolls into town, probably he's gonna shoot somebody. I don't know what he's been up to in the quarantine, but I'm very interested to hear him tell us about it. Let's do it. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a little love. Our final act of the evening. Let's pour our hearts out for Jean Gagnon.
I think my favorite part of this is that how nervous we all are. I'm not a feminist, but I do sit down when I pee, so who's the real hero? I don't know. I tried to drive to North Van. I took the Lionsgate Bridge, and it was blocked off. So then I went around to the second Narrows Bridge. There's only 2 bridges. And then that was blocked off. And then I waved down the guy in the vest. I'm like, yo, what's going on? And he's like, oh, there's a suicide jumper on the bridge. I'm like, oh shit, the other bridge was blocked off. They're like, yeah, there's a suicide jumper on that bridge. I just thought how sad that was in a city that has all this money coming in from property tax. You know what I mean? There's so much. This is the second best place to live in the world, documented. Second best, and we have suicide jumpers on both bridges. Surely this city can afford a suicide management plan, right? Let's figure out which bridge we're jumping from. Yeah, build the Canby Street Bridge, the one that's too low to jump off, right? That's the slit your wrist the other way bridge. That was all right.
I only laugh because so I used to work at Granville Island, and there were people that would jump, and it's the Granville Bridge. If you look down at Granville Island, it's a bruised heel, maybe.
Yeah. They're just going for attention. Megan talked about the costs of dating. She brought up the morning after contraceptive, which I had to buy once. I didn't know how expensive it was. You know what I mean? I rolled in there all right, I'll get it. Don't worry about this one, babe. Yeah, I was the romantic for 10 minutes. So I was like, how much? You want to go splits? We should go splits. It's both of our problem. It is $50. And then I'm I don't know if I just, because I grew up poor, I just negotiator hat went on. I was like, what else you got? What are my other options, right? Plan B, right? Plan A was anal, of course. But plan B, I was like, you got to have a knockoff brand. And there was one. It was called Option 2. It was $33. I was like, oh, it's 33% less. Is it 33% less effective? And the pharmacist goes, it's less effective in larger women. I was like, I couldn't tell if he was scientifically trying to help me or trying to see how bad I fucked up. These ones are working. All right. Oh yeah. So everyone's fat. I noticed. You guys didn't laugh because you're all sensitive about it, but you actually did. You look really good, Morris. You look like you're working out. Your forearms, but you got the Popeye arms. Yeah. Oh, you know what? That makes sense. And switching it up. I like that. Ambidextrous. It's good. I was fat for a long time. I'm starting to lose it now, but it's like a vampire in me. It's it hasn't fully left. I know this because when I was driving here, I stopped at the gas. I had a great day. I did 50 push-ups, which is a lot. First time I tried to do 50 push-ups, my arms collapsed. They started shaking, and my girlfriend was calling me a pussy. It was so today I did 50, and then I did 150 crunches, and I was feeling really good. And then I noticed I was out of gas, so I pulled over at the 7-Eleven. I'm like, yo, can I get $30 for the gas? That's all it takes now because gas is down for some reason. I was like, $30 for gas. He goes, anything else? And then I went, a hot dog.
Like, I didn't know I was gonna say hot dog. It just came out of me. It was like there's still the fat in me. I haven't gotten rid of it yet, and it was delicious. I was thinking a lot about. I don't know if it's. Can I talk about what we're not supposed to talk about? I just want to. I don't know. Like, I toured across the United States. I don't know if you guys know this with Daryl Lennox, who's a blind black comedian, and I remember being in Louisiana and like sitting at the bar and being like, what the hell? It's like they're ignoring me. They're not serving me. And then Daryl just like pokes me. He's like, welcome to America with a black man. And I was like, oh shit. And like, I don't know, lots of real stuff happens, right? And it's up and down. There's like, look at like me and Richie are both from Nova Scotia. And just 2 months ago, there was a crazy guy who went around and killed, it was 22 people from his car, including a police officer, a woman who was a mother of 2 young children. This lady was, everyone described her as like a great person, an amazing human being. And like, as a society, we looked at her and we're like, we will cherish cops for like 3 to 4 weeks. And then we're out. Like, that's how quickly we turn our backs on people. So I don't know. I'm kind of iffy on what's going on right now. Obviously, things need to change based on what I've seen, but it's going to be a hard process while we go through it. And I've been watching a lot of movies because I've been staying at home a lot. So I watch Twilight, and I'm a critic of movies. Like, I can't watch. Like, if you're with me, you want to leave because I'm constantly critiquing the movie. And at Twilight, it was about a 100-year-old vampire hitting on some chick from high school. And I was like, I don't know if these two would mesh. She's like, oh my God, did you go to the party last night? There was like literally 1 million people there. He was like, literally 1 million? I've seen 3 revolutions. Literally 1 million. Oh, I hate enduring you. And like, if he's a 100-year-old vampire that likes banging 16-year-old girls, I think we know who killed Epstein. I'm John Gagnon.
John Gagnon, everyone. He's ruining everything. I don't know. Do I want to talk about it? Nah, I don't want to talk about it. Not today. We're going to have some wild and weird shit next week. A friend of the show is fighting for their life. Not for their life, for their social media. A friend of the show is fighting getting canceled. I tried to convince them to come on the show tonight. We'll talk about it next week. Also, by next week, we might all live in different countries without moving. So let's find out what that's about. If I can leave you with anything, it is remember to bring a mask out with you. Film only from cover. Wear a heavy coat if you expect to get shot at. Protect yourself at all times. That's all. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been Morris Bartlett. You have been you. The comedians have been the comedians. Click all of our bells and buttons. Whatever. It's the end of the world. Love yourself. Love me. Love Ty. You've been the best. This has been The Meltdown. Thank you. Good night.